Hey everybody, welcome to this video on how you are able to get to Masters rank in Pokemon Unite solo queue, like I did. It was very consistent. I did play with friends sometimes here and there, but when I was around Expert Class 3, I started solo queuing a lot more. I got through Veteran. I got from Veteran Class 3 all the way into Masters entirely solo with no friend games whatsoever, and I'm going to tell you guys how you can all do it too. If you have been watching enough streams and you have been seeing how other people play, especially the Masters streamers, such as me, I'm one of the only English speakers out there with a pretty big stream that's in Masters, I think, and then there are a lot of other people in other languages who are also playing Masters over on Twitch, which you'll be able to see. I'm over on twitch.tv/Blaines for anyone who wants to check out some Masters gameplay like that. I've been solo queuing so far, and it doesn't really go very well when you hit Masters, but you will all be able to reach Masters with my tips right now. We're going to watch my game that got me to Masters, the final one, and that game is this. We're only just loading up, and that Blaines down there is old Blaines from last night, and this was my final game, my final win to get me over to Masters from my final Ultra C5. And like I said, I went through so many ranks and classes all by myself in random lobbies, and you guys are going to be able to do it too. One way that I did it was I played as Scorbunny. Scorbunny is absolutely, or Cinderace, is absolutely by far the best attacker to play. In your team, you have to have one. You have to, because the damage output is insane. Every team you face will have one, guaranteed. Everyone wants to play it. And you'll be able to see me playing Cinderace right here. Now, going top or bottom lane is fine. You have a lot of damage output. You got to be careful about stealing NPCs. The fights over the NPCs is extreme. And Snorlax up top is one of the other strats to help you get these wins. That Snorlax, of course, we didn't have a Snorlax in this one. That Snorlax that just stole all the NPCs, so they got all the experience for their team, which means I'm much slower in evolving and leveling up, which is a pity. But that's okay. See, as you can see there, Scorbunny is level 4. I'm still level 3. I'm about 1 kill away. He's a little ahead of me, right? So he's going to get the evolution. He's going to get Cinderace faster than me because his Snorlax helped push that and stole the NPCs. Armachoke went to center. If you swap around, you can go Cinderace in the middle, and you'll get your first evolution after you clear the first 4 or 5 NPCs in the middle. And it's very safe to do so. So you can get that evolution first. And then getting to Cinderace is pretty easy after that. Either way, the other option, guys, is to go Snorlax, just like I'm going to explain right here. Snorlax is a great defender. He's the mandatory defender. Every team that you face will have one, okay? This is the ultimate defender. Any other defender is okay, but compared to Snorlax, you don't want to go anything else if you can go Snorlax. So definitely make sure you have that option if you're a defender player. Now, as for Speedster or mid, I highly recommend Machamp, to be honest. There are a lot of Speedsters out there. If you want to get some gimmick kills, you can go Gengar. It's definitely good for clutching a lot of high damage, high impact kills, especially high impact moments when people are facing off for the Dreadnought or the Rotom. Everyone's all balled up together, or the Zapdos in that case. You have to get a Toxic on them, and you have to spam Hex like no tomorrow. You're going to get a lot of kills very easily. That's cool and all, but Gengar's a little squishy and a little fragile, and he only has his niche use. Machamp going middle is very strong, like we have in our team right here. Armachoke went middle, and he got a lot of experience very quickly. He's already a Machoke, and he's able to go to and fro between top and bottom and get really easy kills and jumps on people. And dude, Machamp is seriously strong. He's super powered, and well worth having. You gotta have him on your team. You gotta have him. He's my favorite mid, I think, and he definitely plays Speedster very well. He's not really designed as a Speedster, but if you take his move Submission, you can just sprint around the map really easily, because that's what his move does as a part of it. And then you just go in really quickly and you just grab somebody and pull them away into the enemy, his enemy, and get a really easy kill. Like, Machamp is overpowered, and he's extremely good as a Speedster, even though he's not supposed to be that. Either way, guys, that's what's going to get you these wins. So you got to have Cinderace. That's mandatory. You got to have Snorlax. That's also mandatory. Eldegoss is extremely common, folks. Eldegoss with Buddy Barrier is extremely common. You should have that. Buddy Barrier will mean that when Eldegoss uses its shield ability, or its ult, in times of where they're going for the Dreadnought, you're going to get the Buddy Barrier on your group too, and everybody's going to have just an extraordinary amount of health, and it's going to be extremely difficult to push them and to kill them. It's going to be extremely difficult, and often is the case, which I've noticed in my random games here, we don't get those kills. I often stay up on top if we are still fighting with the NPCs here with my Cinderace. I often stay up on top to get some extra points. I get about 60 in there, and it's pretty good to get some experience as well as an easy Rotom. So when you do that, by the way, you shouldn't always do that. If you feel like the team in the south in the bottom are actually pushing and they're doing okay with the Dreadnought, then you can go as Cinderace up top and you can get this Rotom much easier because no one's going for it. And what that does is when the Dreadnought's gone, the Rotom is also already gone. So the other enemy team is left scratching their heads. What do we do next? There's no objective. There's no goal. So they're a little disoriented. The same kind of does apply to your team, but you got the momentum. You got the upper hand. You guys are the ones pushing their goals right now. So it's good and it's important. It's a good way to get both NPCs very quickly instead of kind of risking one by one and seeing which way it goes and giving the other enemy team an opportunity to steal the Rotom at the end. The Dreadnought is far more important, so if your team is losing the Dreadnought at the bottom, definitely go and help them earlier rather than later if you can. This often happens that you're seeing right now. The enemy sneaks in on the opposite aisle because they know the routine now. Everyone's going top after this. They know the routine, so they can go and sneak in a couple of scores. They do that, kind of like what I did at the beginning, but I did it first, so I got the preemptive strike on them in a sense. Either way, guys, we can often push down on them and get kills like this. It does happen a lot. I've played so many games now being in these lobbies. I've won many, I've lost many. And as you can see in the end, how we've done this, we are in the lead. We are in the lead and we got some kills there and they're losing their momentum. They're all over the place. The Cinderace is going for a shot up top. I am going to go and try and stop him, I think. I think we'll see that. But again, we're back to the usual thing. Everyone's down at bottom to try and push for the Dreadnought again. But of course, as you can see, I feel like we're comfortable enough with the Dreadnought. The Rotom is spawning now. I'm checking the grass for the Cinderace, so I'm safe up here. I'm alone. As long as everybody's down at the bottom, nobody's going to be able to make it up here in time to stop me from getting this Rotom. So we get, again, more momentum. We get the team panicking. It's also psychological, guys. It's a part of the psychological game, psychological warfare. They see the Rotom's already gone. You can see how fast Cinderace takes that. If you play any other attacker, I guarantee you, no other attacker will be able to take that out. Not even Gengar will be able to take that out fast. Because Gengar will only be able to get 4 hits in on the Hex before the recharges happen, and then you gotta wait, you gotta back off. So I mean, you know, it's very, very strong. Cinderace is definitely by far the lead attacker for this role here. I got that. I'm going to go score again because there's loads of points left over. Might as well, you know, this is how we get a 100-point lead or more at the beginning before the whole Zapdos shenanigans go on. It definitely gives us a little bit of an edge. And as you can see down bottom, the team is doing okay. Everyone's gone up top. There's no objective again. Everyone's kind of left scratching their heads. And we only got 3 minutes and 30 on the clock. I also do something pretty cool sometimes. I forget if I do it in this game in particular, but if I do, I'll explain what's going on here and explain. Look, I don't know. These guys are not in my team, but they decided to try and give me a bit of a dance there. They're probably a communication team themselves, but you don't need it, all right? Often I win about 3 to 4 per every loss sometimes around here, and this was in Ultra Cup. This is like literally my last win before Masters. You will be matching up with Masters players as well as Ultra players. I didn't seem to get any veterans, which is odd because I'm actually able to match up with veterans in this league. However, I'm still able to match up with veterans in Masters, but they don't seem to appear. The matchmaking seems to be pretty good with trying to match you up with people that are fairly close to your rank. The only problem is Masters teams in general will all be 5 stacking. They'll all be together on voice chat, and that's really bad if you're going to be randoming in Masters. But like I said, you can still random up to Masters just fine with either Cinderace, Snorlax, or Machamp. Lucario is another vital, guys. We have Lucario on our team. He's extremely strong all-rounder. He gets a lot of punches, and he's really useful for stealing kills, similar to like what I explained with Snorlax. Lucario can often go to the opposite lane, like bottom, for example. Our Snorlax always goes top because the enemies are weaker on the top, which means they're easier for Snorlax to body and kill quicker. Lucario can get some good kills in the bottom and steal a lot of NPCs. I think it's very, very useful for him to do that. Okay, it looks like they're losing bottom. I get this Rotom real quick, and I think I go down to help them. Oh, no, the Zapdos is up, actually. So I got 50 ready to go. I want to score this 50. I'm going to get an immediate 100 while everyone's messing around with the Zapdos in the middle. So I'm waiting for this. It's actually pretty good. Normally, if it happens that you have a lot of points, you don't get the Rotom, you can hide in this grass right here. If you have a lot of points, and you can wait for about 30 seconds is probably about a good time to wait. So you'll be able to sneak in a nice, huge, juicy score just as the time goes down past 2 minutes, and you get double points, and you can then jump into the middle and then help your team straight away. There's almost like no time loss on that. You're pretty much back with your team helping straight away anyway, so nobody's going to hate you for doing that. You're absolutely going to be scoring a lot. They resigned, and we get a big win on that because we got the Zapdos. The team did very well there. I'm wondering if they're a coordinated team there because of the dancing around, but either way, they did very, very well. And we also played our role quite well. We did get MVP, and the other attacker down below me, the Alolan, did not get any. That's okay. Alolan Vulpix, I think, is overrated. It's good for a little bit of crowd control, a couple of freezes here and there. Its ability is not that useful, sadly, and its power is not that strong. You cannot really solo a Rotom with that. So that's where we hit Masters, guys, and that's a lot of information that's going to help you solo queue, okay? You can do this from any rank. If you do if you do some gameplay like what you just saw me doing with Cinderace and take into advice what I was saying, make sure, you keep versatile, keep flexible, going to match up with your team when they need you. Abandoning them and doing the Rotom as Cinderace when they don't need you is perfect. You can get from beginners all the way up to Masters solo quite quickly, but make sure you guys watch and make sure you keep active, make sure you keep getting experience from the NPCs, keep getting points and trying to sneak them in. Keep doing damage. Don't be standing around. No idle time, except if you have a plan up your sleeve like what I was saying 30 seconds before the 2-minute mark where you want to get a double score. That's really all there is to it, guys. It's actually pretty simple, but keep in mind the list of Pokemon. There is a meta as of this video. The meta for the Pokemon you want to have are Cinderace, possibly Lucario, Machamp definitely, Snorlax definitely, and then the fifth one could be Eldegoss, could be flexible about it, okay? You can be a little flexible on that one. So definitely the big three, Cinderace, Machamp, Snorlax are huge. Lucario is definitely a close second, close second to being mandatory. But as you can see, we got there, and our rank as we hit Masters was immediately in the top 830s, 827. So very, very cool. You guys can all do it too, I promise you. But just keep in mind, once you hit Masters and you keep solo queuing, you are going to lose points very, very quickly. It changes in a big way at this point. When you lose a match in Masters, you lose about 20 points. And when you win a match, you gain about 8 to 10 points. So you have to be able to win 3 matches for every loss to make any progress at all. And that's quite a big ask. It is quite a big ask, especially doing randoms, because you are going to be up against teams that are stacking and in voice chat that have a lot of experience together. So when you get here, or when you're on your way to getting to Masters, try to get a team, try to get people you can rely on and play together every time you do, because it's well worth it. So guys, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope it helps you all get to Masters rank. That is basically my story, my experience on how I solo queued all the way to Masters. We did do a stream tonight over on twitch.tv/Blaines, where I solo queued an entire night of Masters, and it went as expected. We lost 107 points from where we started, because each defeat loses much more than each win gains. So that's the big problem there. We're going to have to try and find a team. So if you guys are Masters and you want to team up, join my Discord. Link is down below in the description. We do have a Pokemon Unite section. I'd really appreciate getting some Masters people to play together so you can all voice chat and all keep a good momentum going in the wins. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys around in the next video. Till then, bye.